Good morning, friend. There's something powerful about a seed planted deep in the soil. It doesn't shout for attention. It doesn't seek approval. It simply grows silently, steadily, until one day it breaks through the ground strong and unshakable. That's how your life upgrades, not through loud announcements, but through quiet dedication. Many people waste their energy telling the world what they're going to do. They post their goals, they share their plans, they seek validation before they've even started. But let me tell you, real transformation doesn't happen in the public eye. It happens in the silence, in the discipline of your private moments. When you work in silence, you eliminate distractions. You stop worrying about who's watching, who's approving, or who's doubting you. Your focus sharpens, your mind clears. You step into a zone where progress is no longer about impressing people, it's about becoming the person you were meant to be. The most successful people aren't the ones who talk about success, they're the ones who show it. They don't announce every move, but when the time is right, the results do all the speaking. That's why you have to stay faithful in the quiet season. Maybe nobody sees the hours you're putting in. Maybe no one acknowledges the sacrifices you're making. But let me tell you, God sees it. And when you stay committed behind the scenes, He will bless you in ways you never imagined. You don't have to prove yourself to anyone. You don't need approval for your journey. Keep building in the silence. Keep growing when no one is watching. Because when the time comes, the world won't just hear about your success, they will see it undeniable and unstoppable. This is your season of quiet preparation. Stay faithful, stay focused, and watch how God upgrades your life in ways that will leave everyone in awe. Let me know if you want any refinements. Growth doesn't happen in the spotlight, it happens in the quiet moments when no one is watching. A seed doesn't sprout the moment it is planted. It stays underground, hidden from the world, taking root and gathering strength. The same principle applies to your life. The progress you make in silence, those hours of studying, working, and refining your skills when no one is paying attention is what sets the foundation for true success. Too many people want instant recognition, but real growth requires patience, persistence, and the willingness to embrace the unseen process. When you grow in silence, you remove the pressure of external validation. You stop worrying about what others think and you start focusing on what truly matters, becoming the best version of yourself. The world today is noisy, filled with distractions and expectations that can pull you away from your purpose. But when you commit to silent growth, you build a foundation that isn't dependent on opinions, likes, or applause. You strengthen your character, develop your discipline, and cultivate the kind of resilience that lasts far beyond any momentary recognition. Look at nature. The tallest trees don't grow overnight. They endure seasons of struggle, harsh weather, and unseen battles underground before they ever break through the surface. Your growth works the same way. If you rush the process, you risk building something shallow and temporary. But when you allow yourself to grow in the quiet, you develop deep roots that will keep you strong when life's storms come. The unseen preparation is what determines how high you will rise when the time is right. And here's the truth. God honors quiet growth. He sees the late nights, the early mornings, the sacrifices no one else notices. He sees your faithfulness when it feels like nothing is happening. And when the time comes, He will elevate you in ways you never expected. You don't have to force your way into success. Just keep growing, keep working, and trust that what's happening in the silence is leading to something far greater than you can imagine. Stay patient, stay faithful, and soon the world will see the unstoppable growth that began in the quiet. In a world filled with constant noise, silence is a rare and powerful gift. Every day we are bombarded with distractions, social media updates, opinions from others, and the pressure to prove ourselves. It's easy to get caught up in the noise, spending more time talking about our goals than actually working on them. But true progress happens when you step away from the distractions and focus on what truly matters. Silence isn't empty, it's full of clarity, direction, and purpose. When you remove unnecessary noise, you create space for real growth. Distractions don't just slow you down, they weaken your ability to stay committed to your vision. When you constantly seek validation or compare your journey to others, you lose sight of your unique path. The more you entertain outside opinions, the more your energy is drained by things that don't contribute to your success. But when you embrace silence, you regain control. You stop reacting to the world's expectations and start listening to your own inner wisdom. You begin to recognize what is truly important and what is simply a distraction pulling you away from your destiny. Silence, though, strengthens your focus. Think about the most successful athletes, artists, and leaders. They don't spend their time making noise about their plans. They spend their time in deep, uninterrupted work. They train in private, they study in silence, and they prepare away from the public eye. That's what allows them to rise to the top. If you want to achieve something great, you have to learn to protect your focus. Turn down the noise, eliminate unnecessary distractions, and commit to working in an environment that allows you to give your best effort. And most importantly, silence allows you to hear God's voice. When life gets too loud, His direction can be drowned out by fear, doubt, and the opinions of others. But in the quiet, you can sense His guidance. You can receive wisdom, peace, and the strength to keep moving forward. If you feel stuck, overwhelmed, or uncertain about your next step, don't seek more noise, seek more silence. In that stillness, you will find the clarity, focus, and strength to upgrade your life in ways you never imagined. The loudest success stories aren't told with words, they are proven with results. Too many people spend their time announcing their plans, seeking approval, or trying to convince others of their potential. But true achievers understand that success isn't about making noise, it's about making progress. When you focus on doing the work instead of talking about it, you build something real, something undeniable. Your results will say more than words ever could. Talking about success is easy, but proving it takes discipline, patience, and action. When you constantly share your goals before achieving them, you open yourself up to unnecessary opinions, doubts, and distractions. People may discourage you, criticize you, or try to bring you down before you even begin. But when you stay silent and focus on your work, you protect your energy. You don't have to convince anyone of what you're capable of. Just stay consistent and let your progress speak for itself. Look at the most successful people in any field. They don't waste time explaining their plans or seeking validation. They simply put in the work, stay dedicated, and one day their results become impossible to ignore. The same applies to you. You don't need to announce every move, prove your worth to others, or seek applause along the way. Keep building in private, keep sharpening your skills, and soon the world will see the evidence of your dedication. And here's the truth, when your results speak for you, they silence every doubt, every critic, and every limitation placed on you. God didn't create you to beg for recognition. He created you to be a living testimony of His greatness. So don't worry about proving yourself. Don't waste time explaining your journey. Just keep moving forward, keep growing, and let your success make the noise. When the time is right, your results will tell a story that no one can deny. Real transformation doesn't happen in front of an audience. It happens in the quiet, unseen moments when no one is watching. The world sees the breakthrough, but it never sees the battle. It sees the victory, but not the hours of discipline, sacrifice, and self-reflection that led to it. Before any great change is visible on the outside, it must first take root on the inside. That's why personal transformation is a private process. It's in the solitude of your journey that you develop the mindset, strength, and character needed for the next level of your life. Growth requires a season of isolation. When a caterpillar is ready to become a butterfly, it doesn't transform in front of a crowd. It enters a cocoon, hidden from the world. It struggles, it changes, and only when the process is complete does it emerge, stronger and more beautiful than before. The same is true for you. If you want to become someone greater, you have to embrace the private work. That means letting go of old habits, challenging your thinking, and doing the hard inner work that no one else will see. This kind of transformation isn't glamorous. It's uncomfortable. It's lonely at times. There will be days when you wonder if all the effort is worth it. But trust me, every great person you admire has gone through this process. They weren't made in the spotlight. They were shaped in the silence, molded in the moments when no one was applauding. The private sacrifices, the late nights of learning, the early mornings of discipline, those are the things that create lasting success. And here's the truth, when you stay faithful in the private season, God will reward you in public. The work you do in silence will one day be revealed in ways that no one can ignore. Your strength, your wisdom, your success, it will all be evident. But it starts with embracing the quiet, unseen journey of transformation. Keep pushing forward. Keep refining yourself, because when the time is right, the world won't just see a change, they will see a brand new version of you, unstoppable and unshakable. You don't have to announce every step of your journey for God to notice you. He sees the sacrifices you make, the effort you put in, and the battles you fight in silence. While the world applauds visible success, God values unseen faithfulness. The late nights of hard work, the quiet prayers when no one is listening, the discipline to keep going when you feel like gizzard moments, the heaven records. When you remain faithful in the silent seasons, God prepares a reward that no one can take away. Many people seek recognition from others, but true success doesn't come from human approval. It comes from divine favor. The Bible says, your Father who sees what is done in secret will reward you openly. Matthew 6:6. That means when you keep working, keep believing, and keep growing in private, God will make sure your results are seen in the right season. You don't have to promote yourself. You don't have to prove your worth to people. If you stay diligent in the unseen moments, God will lift you up at the right time. Think about the story of David before he ever stood before Goliath, before he was ever crowned king. He was a shepherd tending sheep in the fields alone, unseen, unnoticed. But God saw him. While no one else was watching, David was developing his strength, his courage, and his faith. And when the moment came, he was ready. The same principle applies to you. The work you're doing in silence is preparing you for the opportunity that's ahead. When the time is right, God will bring you into the spotlight, fully equipped and prepared. So don't get discouraged if it feels like no one sees your efforts. Don't be frustrated if your work is going unnoticed. Stay faithful. Keep doing the right thing. Because when God promotes you, no one can stop it. He will open doors you never expected, bring opportunities you never imagined, and take you to places beyond your wildest dreams. Your job is to keep working in silence. His job is to honor you in ways that will leave everyone in awe.